Can you believe this is just a dust devil and not an actual tornado? With the intensity of an EF0 twister, this monster frantically swept up debris and lashed out at structures during several breathtaking minutes. Luckily, the damage was minor, but its sheer power is enough to give anyone goosebumps.
What's wrong with you?
I like how he signaled the elephant to stop. The elephant was about to charge, but with one firm gesture, he made it halt right in its tracks. You can see the cable has snapped. Whoever approved the underrated cable must take responsibility. Not everyone is brave enough for this. Cage diving with crocodiles is a new attraction at the Kango Wildlife Ranch in Oudtshoorn, South Africa, a small town located in the Little Karoo. In Chapada Diamantina, these sassy dances suddenly emerge from the scorched earth, creating mystical funnels beneath a cloudless sky. Don't worry, sometimes just stepping inside makes this monster vanish like magic.
Wow, careful, careful.
A special visitor swam over to ask tourists in Mexico for some fish. This sea lion was smart enough to know not to bite the hand that was feeding it. It was such an amusing day, almost like paying a little tax just for being there.
Wow, eh?
It only takes 22 seconds to turn an ordinary workday into a moment that completely changes everything. The baseball game suddenly turned into a stage for an uninvited, dusty guest. It's a nightmare if you're wearing shorts in the middle of that vortex. The sting of flying sand would definitely be unforgettable. A greedy wild elephant strayed away from the forest leaves and instead blocked passing trucks to steal sugarcane. The massive 3-5-year-old elephant, nicknamed Fatty by locals, emerged from the woods onto a road in Chachoengsao province, Thailand. This is why many warehouses require trailers to be lowered or wheel chocks to be used before unloading. A simple lack of communication can easily lead to situations like this. At first he looked skilled, but in the final moment he proved otherwise. You went camping alone without bothering to ask anyone for permission, and this bear showed up just to check whether you had asked first. Nature is magnificent, but what do you do when it suddenly loses its temper and sweeps everything away? Watching the devastating floodwaters surge through Zizan City, swallowing homes in the blink of an eye, is truly heart-wrenching. Driver. All right, it's lunchtime, but that sudden swerve was basically driving himself straight to the hospital.
Unfortunately, it ignores the seal's breathing hole and heads.
This really is why I've come here. To see these animals. Oh my God. He's right here. Hey, bear.
A tense moment unfolds as a filmmaker faces a massive polar bear. The animal repeatedly attacks the glass enclosure, trying to reach him for several minutes, creating an incredibly breathless scene.
Being this close, get an appreciation for what this animal is.
The bear's nose has led it to a gap.
That perspex is flexing. She's trying to see if she can crawl through it. She's trying to see if she can bite.
It is haunting to witness a home's foundation crumble, sweeping every memory into the raging floodwaters of Oxford. In an instant, everything vanished, leaving only the immense relief that everyone inside was safe.
Hey! Hey!
In an effort to protect his guests, this safari guide positioned his vehicle between them and an enraged elephant. The elephant lifted the truck off the ground in an attempt to move it. It was a terrifying close call, but fortunately the elephant calmed down and walked away. It is overwhelming to witness the Sunukskigar Row transform into a brilliant stage of light, with lava stretching for hundreds of meters like a race of fire. Iceland once again proves itself as the world's focal point with this raw yet fierce beauty. Would you be brave enough to stand before this magnificent wall of fire? And I understand why the instructor burst out laughing. He didn't know anything about the job either, but still tried to show the right way. At first, he looked skilled, but in the final moment, he proved otherwise. Can a fierce wave turn a luxurious restaurant into rubble in an instant? Witness the staff at Arenzano trying to hold onto the glass doors before they are knocked down and swept away by the massive wave without understanding what is happening. At Ranthambore National Park, tourists got so close to Jay, the male tiger, that it genuinely made me nervous. Luckily, he didn't see any of them as prey. It looks peaceful, but don't let a dry riverbed fool you. It's shocking how muddy torrents can suddenly surge, turning cracked earth into a flash flood in seconds. Camping here is a total gamble. Who knows if you'll wake up to find yourself drifting miles away from where you started?
Let's undo it.
The forklift operator handled it well, but even a small movement at ground level becomes greatly amplified when lifted high. It is terrifying to witness the scene in Merida, Venezuela, where dry riverbeds suddenly transformed into raging beasts after heavy rains. The violent force of the water not only caused severe landslides, but also nonchalantly swallowed thousands of homes, leaving residents in shock.
Mírenla acá, mírenla. ¡Ay, la gallina! Que en el paso debe estar.
The way they pulled the stuck forklift didn't show any promising signs at all. The dam failure in Michigan is a chilling reminder of nature's destructive power. You'll hold your breath watching a tiny bulldozer struggle to hold back the raging brown torrents surging over the Smallwood Dam. Can human effort truly race against this fury before everything is swallowed by the rising floodwaters? An elephant wandered into a residential area in Parambra, Kozhikode, leaving people in panic because they had no idea how to handle the situation. A peaceful morning by the picturesque Van Duzen River suddenly turned into a dramatic chase with nature. It's shocking to witness a massive cliff collapse, triggering a mini tsunami that sent the couple scrambling for safety. The man narrowly escaped when the overhead door suddenly malfunctioned, and people joked that with his big belly, it was the door that ended up in trouble.
Here she comes. She's all the way down. Is it going to stay? It's in the toe, dude.
Don't let the peaceful appearance of this road deceive you, for death may be lurking right beneath your feet. Would you dare risk your life to travel here, or would you stop to observe? It is the only way to pull out a stuck forklift, and hopefully it will not get damaged. It's heart-stopping to watch cars recklessly crossing the bridge at Wadi Bani Ghafir just as the fierce flood arrives. A second later and it could have been fatal, so it's incredibly lucky that everyone safely escaped the raging waters. You would think he had secured everything properly already.
You can get wet, they can take you wet. How fast is this one going?
Witnessing the power of nature at Wahwep Wash, Utah is truly humbling. Pine cones and debris from 25 miles away are being swept away in a raging mud flow right before the camera lens. Can you believe this beautiful million-year-old sandstone landscape could turn into a deadly racetrack in just an instant?
Kind of gross, but... Reed.
At first, I thought it didn't know how to break a window, so everything seemed fine. But then I realized the bear was probably used to smashing ice, and the window must have looked exactly like ice to it. It's unbelievable how a 7.8 magnitude earthquake can make solid buildings dance like toys in an instant. Amidst the sheer confusion, people could only stop their vehicles and instinctively crouch on the ground for safety. The boss just bought a new forklift for work, and the way he handed it over was truly hilarious. Can you believe it? Right in the middle of the bustling Tripareshwar Chowk roundabout, a solid monument collapsed in an instant under the terrifying power of a 7.9 magnitude earthquake. This heart-stopping scene left the crowds frozen in the face of nature's fury. The peaceful field suddenly turned into chaos as a surprise whirlwind swept through, hurling debris high into the air. It's heart-stopping to see trash flying everywhere, transforming the serene landscape into a total mess in an instant. What would you do if your lunch suddenly flew away and created a chaotic scene like this? What would you do if your lunch suddenly flew away and created such a mess? The accident occurred in South Korea in 2022, and fortunately no one was injured. The crane fell due to a snapped cable during an unloaded rotation. The fiery red lava flows gushing from Iceland's depths amaze anyone with the ferocity of the earth. The most spectacular moments occur after 5 days of continuous eruption, transforming the surrounding landscape into a vibrant sea of fire. Do you dare stand before this colossal fire tornado to witness its mesmerizing destructive power firsthand?